Hello you lovely people, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. I know it's been a while, but I've been on holiday. I've been up in Orkney, which is an archipelago of islands right at the very top of Scotland. You have Scotland at the top and Orkney's there and then Shetland's there, and it's two archipelago islands, group of islands, and I've been there and sun has shone for everything by the last morning, and we had a terrible incident that happened that I might get round to telling you at some point. I have to catch up though, and I have to catch up with, oh, that's got a dirty mark. I don't think it matters, with 3 videos for the full deck challenge, and this is the first of them, which is paper weaving. And before I went, I did my Jumbly Dolls box, and I still have bits of Jumbly Dolls paper line here. These ones with the wiggly lines are actually the strips. I think maybe rather than using the full washi tapes, I think rather than using them, if I just take this bit of paper, should we take this bit of paper? We'll see, we've got these bits of paper as well. I think I'm just going to do some paper weaving with these bits of, I don't know why does it matter which bits I use? If we use a bit that's kind of blue and a bit that's kind of, oh look at that pinky bit there, then there'll be a nice contrast between the two, won't there? Let's do that. There we go. Now I could mix them up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the pinks one way and the blues the other way. And I will just speed this up for you because my hands are still playing up, and they're better than they were. I think that the rest and the sun has done them good because we had sun the whole time. Can you see I've got a bit of a tan, and I don't actually tan very well usually. For those of you who aren't aware, I've got rheumatoid arthritis, and I have it in my hands, which you see. I also have it in my neck, which can be very tricky. I also have it in my legs and my shoulders and my upper arms. Just a bit. Now what I've done, as you can see, is I've put this one on as it is. This one though I'm going to mix up. Let's just pull that down a wee bit closer. So this one isn't going to be, there's lots of different ways you can paper weave. This is the way I choose to do it, and you can see that I love, well, you can't see that I love, you can see that these are different. I try to keep these roughly the same, but these ones different thicknesses, because I love paper weaving with different thicknesses. If you're doing a little bit of paper weaving like this, then I find this is just the simplest way for me. And so you're just going over one and under the next, and then for the next, just in case you don't know how to weave, and for the next one you start going under rather than the over. So that was an under one, so that means this one will be over. Maybe I'll put this one around the other way. For those of you who don't know anything about Orkney, it is a fascinating place, rich in history that goes back from before the Great Pyramids. There's a Neolithic site there. Well, there's several Neolithic sites there. Probably the most famous one is Skara Brae, which we don't go and visit because we go every year up to Orkney And to tell you the truth, there's other stuff you can see which doesn't have loads of tourists and loads of coach parties stopping you being able to see it. People having to rush round to get back on their coach to get onto their next thing. Which, you know, I know if that's the only way you can do it. I get that. I totally do. But we don't have to do it that way, so we don't do it that way. Just wondering whether I want some of this up, or whether to just keep it all in the pink, or whether I want to go up to that other bit. I think I might go up to that other bit. And we also spent a lot of time. Orkney has the most glorious sandy beaches. Miles and miles and miles of sandy beaches. And you are often, at this time of year, there all by yourself, in the sun. Sometimes it can be a bit windy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not bikini type of beaching. But I go in the water. My husband doesn't, but I go in the water. It was a lot warmer this year than it has been in the past. Oh yes, liking that. There we go. Yeah, like that. Right. Now the way I then secure these, oh see, 2 weeks of not grafting and you're all skunked up. Let's see if I can, there we go. The way I secure it is, first one, secure the first one at both ends. Secure the last one at both ends. And that will secure it. You can leave it as loose as you want, or you can tighten it right up. See how this one's quite a bit out. Shall I move that? No, I think I quite like it loose like that. It's like almost like that one's still being woven. Now obviously if I now cut this or tear this, this is going to need some more securing, but for now I'm thinking it might just go on something like that. Carry forward, and Constant is my card. Get my card. Ooh, what I'll do is I'll put my card, actually tuck that in the weaving. Tuck that in the weaving. Like that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Well, it would be if I could get it in there, but it's too thick. Let's just there we go. Let's tuck that. Let's tuck it in the bit I've been picking at to get it off. There we go. We'll tuck that in there. There we go. And what was the last one of these I did? What was the last one of these I did? It was probably just before I went on a holiday. I did, was junk the last one? 5th of May. So we need something from the junk bits. Now what did we have left over from junk that I've got here? Oh, I've got my string and my bits of, and a bit of wood. Ow, ow. I wish I'd thought about that beforehand, because I could have woven with my sandpaper. I should have checked that beforehand, shouldn't I? Never mind. Never mind. I might just put a bit of sandpaper behind there. I do love this sandpaper. I would never have thought of going and getting sandpaper. Oh, look at that bit. We'll see, that's another cracking bit as well. Which bit do I want? To collage with, if I hadn't gone in my husband's bin for that. If you missed this one, all these items, the prompt was junk, and all these items apart from the crate there, these bits of metal, these bits of wood, the sandpaper and the string came out of my husband's bin because he's making a wee wooden dinghy at the moment. I quite like that, but it needs something more. It's a bit bare. I think I might stamp something behind. Let's just get a stamp. I didn't tidy up very well before I left, and I haven't tidied up before starting this, so that wasn't very smart of me, but never mind. Never mind. And we had a bit of a disaster while we were away. Oh no, I don't want to use that. If you don't find something quicker, then this is going to be dry. Let's put that like that. Where have I put it there? Isn't that cool? I love this stamp. It comes from a company here in the UK called Indigo Blue, and it's part of it comes from their circle flowers. I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to put one down this corner because I think it'll just peek out there as well. It does remind me a lot of doodling. So I'm now thinking, of course, I'm supposed to be mini collage, aren't I? Not stamping. I should have mini collaged first and then stamped on a mini collage. Never mind. Never mind. I think the I can mini collage in there. I'm going to mini collage because I'm going to put a bit of this on top, which you now maybe put on down that way. Let's see. We could still mini collage, couldn't we? Because what I could do is I could put that on there. Oh, you're not going to see that bit down there. Oh, I might do once. I'm going to trim these, I think, so I've got a better idea of where the edge is. I like doing paper weaving and leaving the paper unfinished, you know, as if you're going to do some more of it. So do I do that way up? Like that, and leave that. Oh no, because then that hole's going to get in the way, isn't it? So we need to do that this way up. So I think we want to put that on something like that. So we take that up a wee bit further, like that. So let's just put a little bit more collage of something underneath here. Little bit of, maybe we could put some more. So we put this on the other way up. Let's tear this and do this the other way up with its one of the things that happened while we were on holiday has meant we've had to leave our car behind, and you've also end up having to leave things in your car when that happens. Jodie, I know you're going to really understand this, and the deciding what to rescue from the car and what to leave behind when you're actually arrived with a large car and it was packed full of all the things. Because it's a large car, it's packed full of all the things we might need. We used to take a very small car on holiday, so we can pack very I'm just looking for which pencil I might use. Very neat and tidy, but when we take the big car on holiday, we tend to pack very big. I think I may be going to use this gunmetal from Darwart watercolour, and the pencils I would usually use for this are still in the car, because as much as I wanted to rescue all my art stuff, it just wasn't going to happen. So yes, so we've had to leave our car behind on the island, and our car will be returned to us at some point, and then we'll need to see if we can sort it, because what happened was we were driving along a road. I need a wee bit of glue under there. We were driving along a road, minding our own business. My husband actually, we were heading towards, we'd had a lovely day out, and my husband was actually on the phone because we were heading towards one of the cafes that we frequent for a sandwich, but we knew that the kitchen was about to close. So my husband was on the phone ordering some food before the kitchen closed, because we'd only had breakfast and it was now kind of 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's just because of the time of year the kitchen closes early. And the staff are great, and they were fine about it, because the kitchen hadn't closed when we placed our order. They said, right, well, it'll be here for you, don't worry. So he's busy, as we check back on the dash cam footage, he's busy on the phone placing an order, calm as anything. Then suddenly I said something I maybe shouldn't have said, and a rock hit the window of the car after bouncing off the bonnet, the hood, for those of you in elsewhere who use that term, leaving a 4-inch gouge on the hood. That's how big a rock it was. And then continuing. Can you see how that just gives it a bit more gives it a bit more depth. You can see the paper weaving more. And bounced off the bonnet and hit the windscreen with such force that we actually had glass bits on the dashboard. I think if it hadn't hit the bonnet first, I don't think the windscreen would have been able to do its stuff and not shatter. Well, it might not have shattered, but I think it would have ended up pushing in the whole windscreen, because the force of it, the damage it's done when some of the force had been taken out of it. So it'd come off the back of an aggregate lorry that we were stuck behind, and the car is now undrivable because it doesn't have a windscreen. I mean, the gouge in the bonnet we could have still driven with it, but the windscreen we couldn't. So we had a bit of a adventure getting off the island, because you can't take a hire car off the island. As I said, we had all these bits and pieces, loads of bits and pieces, so we had to decide what to leave and what to take, so that we just had a couple of bags we could carry onto the ferry as foot passengers. The ferry company were fabulous. They refunded us the cost of taking the car across, even though they didn't have to. I think I'm just going to edge this with this peanut brittle. Even though they didn't have to, because it was far too late in the day before we had to cancel that. But they were fabulous. They refunded our money, and not only did they refund our money, they actually allowed us to travel free as well. And the recovery truck on the island was brilliant. The insurance company have been less than brilliant, because they can't seem to grasp the fact that it was a rock and we couldn't drive the car any longer. They kept on thinking of it just being one of these stone chips that you sometimes get in your car. No, it's not. So and because you can't take a hire car off the island, we had to get off in passenger, and then where the ferry lands on the mainland is all it is the ferry terminal. There's nothing else there. So we then had to call in. Fortunately, we've got friends that stay not far from the ferry terminal, and they were willing to come and pick us up and take us to the nearest place where we could get a hire car. And we got a hire car. We had to drive that hire car all the way down to Inverness, and at Inverness we had to change to another hire car and drive that home. But it was a bit of a 24 hours of horror, especially as we didn't know what was happening for about 23 of those 24 hours. Let's write this back. I'm not sure if any of that made sense, because it's still quite in my head. This is Full Deck Challenge 3. The prompt is paper weaving, and I have no idea what number this was, because I haven't put a number on the back of that one. Let's stamp it today's date, even though it's really late. Oh, so today's date is the 25th of May, and I'm hoping I'm going to get this video out to you today. I need to edit it and see how much of the ramblings I need to just edit off. Let's just, there we go. I'll just use that one because it's there, and because I've used it on the other side. So you see, when I turn that over, it does look very I think I need a focal image on it. I really do. What shall we go for? What shall we go for? Oh yeah, love him. Yeah, that just finishes the card off. That just finishes the card off. I'm actually, she says, now want to do something else just to make this. Now we've got this. I feel I want to go darker with my shadows there. Okay, enough fiddling, Kirsten. Enough fiddling. My full deck challenge card for paper weaving. And seeing we have my Zeus out, let's put it under P. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you, well, I will record the next one today. I probably won't go out till, well, tomorrow's a Margaret Miller, which is already recorded and programmed. So on Wednesday, I will put out the Jodie Lewis one I've missed out on. So Thursday, you'll probably get, I don't know, we'll see. Because then on Thursday, there'll be another one. So I'll still be 3 behind on Thursday. I was going to say Thursday, Friday. And then I can maybe do Monday, Wednesday. Oh, there'll be another Jodie Lewis coming out. Oh no, that's not till, yeah. Right, okay. Stop faffing, Kirsten. It's okay. Everything will be fine. Thanks for watching. You take care. Keep crafting. Bye for now.